Lean in. This moment isn't random, it's revelation. Out of all the voices you could be listening to right now, you're hearing this one because you're different. You've always felt it. You don't fit in because you weren't designed to blend in. You're not here to follow the crowd. You were born to shift atmospheres. This is not just another motivational word. This is a spiritual assignment. And you're receiving it early because you're one of the ones who's been marked for more. That stirring in your soul, that's not restlessness. That's divine activation. You're not late. You're not behind. You're chosen and right on time for what heaven is about to release. So shake off the doubt. Silence the distractions. God doesn't give early warnings to the casual. He gives them to the called. And you didn't stumble on this message. You were summoned. Let this word charge your faith, ignite your spirit, and remind you, you were handpicked for this hour. Now let's go. Heaven's not waiting, and neither should you. There's a reason this message is reaching you now, and not before. That tug you've been feeling in your chest isn't random. It's divine awareness waking you up before the shaking begins. You're not here to spectate. You're here to act. Not later, not next week. Now, because something is shifting. And if you wait until it's obvious, it'll already be too late. This isn't fear, it's foreknowledge. That quiet alarm in your spirit. It's a holy alert. Heaven's way of saying, get in position before the terrain changes. The systems people trust will bend. Resources that once felt guaranteed will thin out. And those who spent their time scrolling through noise instead of tuning into the truth will be the ones scrambling. You, however, are not called to scramble. You are called to stand prepared. But make no mistake, faith without movement in moments like this becomes negligence. The door to prepare is open now, and it won't remain open forever. So before we go further, pause, tap the like, hit subscribe. And if your heart is already burning with this word, drop 55 in the comments. Not because of superstition, but because numbers carry signal. And you're declaring with heaven, I hear you. I'm ready. This isn't hype. This is sacred strategy. Some will mock. Others will scroll past. But the ones who've been in tune, the ones who've felt the weight in their chest before anything showed up in the headlines, those are the ones this message was sent for. You're not being alarmed. You're being aligned. You're not paranoid. You're prophetic. There's a reason your spirit has felt off. A reason you've been feeling urgency while everyone else seems content to drift. You're not wired like the rest because your mission isn't like the rest. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. You are designed for more than survival. You are called for spiritual readiness in moments when others hit snooze. While the masses chase entertainment, you've been drawn to clarity. That's not accident. That's assignment. So hear this. There's no time to wait for outside proof. Move with what's been whispered to you already. Don't delay. Don't debate. Get your house in order. Get your mindset sharpened. Gather what's needed physically, yes. But above all, gather discipline. Gather revelation. Gather truth. Your preparation is your protection. You've been warned not to panic, but to plan. You've been awakened, not for worry, but for wisdom. Don't just watch, respond. Because the ones who prepare now will be the ones who lead later, and the time is already ticking. Some of you have been feeling the tension. That pull inside you isn't confusion. It's divine direction. Something in your spirit keeps sounding the alarm, and it's not for nothing. This isn't about panic, it's about preparation. You don't need fear to move, you need clarity. That inner nudge that keeps rising up when everything around you seems quiet? That's not a fluke. That's your assignment reminding you that it's time to act while there's still time to listen. Step beyond the screen, join, and help light the way for others. Don't brush off the sense of urgency. This isn't hype, it's holy. The hour is short, and delay will cost more than discomfort. It could cost peace, clarity, even safety. This isn't about stocking shelves in desperation. It's about positioning your life in wisdom. You don't need to hoard in chaos. You need to build with focus. Get your space in order. Make sure your essentials are covered. But don't stop with the pantry. Ask yourself, is your heart as ready as your hands? Because what's coming won't just stretch your routine. It'll test your foundation. This is about preparing not just for physical turbulence, but for spiritual weight. And the ones who thrive won't just be the ones with supplies. They'll be the ones with stamina, with stillness, with strength built in secret. This is about emotional endurance, spiritual discernment, and divine strategy. When things shift, it won't be what's in your cabinets that keeps you stable. It'll be what's in your character. So don't confuse comfort with covering. Having more stuff won't save you if your spirit is empty. Prioritize peace. Guard your mind. Let your conversations be seasoned with purpose. Start praying with purpose, not just routine. Clear out distractions. Heal what needs to be healed. Let go of grudges that are too heavy to carry into what's next. Because clarity cannot live where clutter stays. And make no mistake, this word isn't reaching you because you're weak. It's reaching you because you're chosen. You are trusted to hear before others are even aware. You are being set apart, not pushed aside. When the noise rises, the ones who heard early will lead the way. And you, the forerunner, must be ready to move with calm when the world shakes in chaos. You are not being warned to worry. You're being equipped to lead. Just like others were warned before the shift, you're being called to ready your house and your heart. You are not abandoned. You are assigned. And the same power that whispered this word will provide the provision you need if you follow with obedience. Don't just hear this, honor it. Because this isn't just a heads up, it's a holy head start. Some people crumble at disruption, but not you. You were made for moments like this. While others are caught off guard, you've been leaning into the signals, tuning your heart to a frequency beyond headlines and noise. That unease you've been feeling. It's not stress, it's spiritual sensitivity. It's your soul picking up on heaven's instruction. What's ahead isn't to crush you, it's to position you. So stay steady, stay alert. You're not facing collapse, you're stepping into clarity. It won't be drawn out. It won't come with long warnings. It'll arrive suddenly, a quick shift, sharp and undeniable. But you won't be shaken, because while others wait for signs, you've been listening to the source. This isn't about doom, it's about design. When the shake comes, those who've been faithful in the quiet will be trusted with the lead. This isn't punishment, it's placement. A shift that realigns, resets, and reveals who was truly ready. Those who've been sleeping won't recognize it, but those who've been still, praying, paying attention, you'll rise in it. Disruption isn't the enemy, it's the filter that reveals depth, obedience, and intention. While many react, you will respond. Why? Because your preparation didn't begin when things got loud. It began when God started whispering. The spotlight ahead is not just for those who look the part. It's for those whose hearts have been refined in private. This is why your discipline matters. This is why your consistency, your quiet obedience, your unshaken faith is about to bear fruit. This is a moment for purification, not panic. For setting things in order, not just around you, but within you. Let go of old weight. Remove the residue of past offenses. This is a holy cleanup. When elevation calls, excess baggage must stay behind. Forgive, release, refocus. Righteousness isn't about being perfect, it's about being available, surrendered, and responsive. Invest intentionally. Pour your energy into what carries eternal weight. Be generous. Be prayerful. Be bold in your kindness. What you give now plants what you'll walk in later. Your actions today are setting the stage for tomorrow's favor. Make your life a vessel, not just a vault. Don't just prepare your space. Prepare your spirit. Make a list, not for survival, but for service. What needs realigned? Who needs your encouragement? Where can you reflect God's character today? Mark it down. Act on it. And don't do it for recognition. Do it because heaven is counting what man can't see. When the moment hits, your foundation will tell the truth. And you, the one who stayed faithful in secret, will shine. Not because you chased elevation, but because you answered instruction. Get ready, not to panic, but to prevail. Some of you have been sensing a holy pressure building. Not fear, but a focused urgency. A spiritual pull that keeps whispering, write it down. Make it plain. Prepare in both mind and spirit. That's not your imagination. That's divine instruction. Because what you write in faith becomes a signal to the unseen realm. When you pick up that pen, you're not just journaling, you're activating. Every line becomes a blueprint of belief. You're not just tracking thoughts, you're creating alignment. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. Writing your prayers isn't busy work, it's boldness. It's heaven taking note of what you dared to believe before it manifested. That notebook becomes more than paper. It becomes a memorial of movement. And when you look back weeks later and see that quiet requests turned into real results, your faith won't just grow, it'll roar. Let that journal be your private sanctuary. Fill it with declarations. Speak into your future. Confess what you're overcoming. Lay down what you refuse to carry into the next season. Let it be your evidence that you were preparing when most were distracted. That's where transformation takes root. Not in loud gestures, but in consistent surrender. Don't let procrastination trick you into passivity. One of the oldest tricks from the pit is, you've got time. But kingdom discernment says otherwise. You're being nudged for a reason. God's not trying to rush you. He's trying to position you. You've heard Him. Don't hesitate. Move while the window is open. This isn't a group call. It's personal. Some won't hear what you hear, and that's okay. They weren't meant to carry what you carry. Don't stall waiting for consensus. Obedience is your assignment, not approval. You were designed to move when others are frozen. You don't need a crowd to validate clarity. And yes, this path may feel lonely, but it is not empty. You walk a trail that prophets walked. You step where pioneers tread. When God starts preparing your spirit, it's because your future holds weight. Let Him shape your thoughts. Let Him calm your emotions. He's not just giving you instructions. He's refining. your insight. Step beyond the screen. Join and help light the way for others. As you obey, confusion clears. Peace steps in, and you'll find yourself moving with a certainty that you couldn't manufacture, because it was never emotional, it was spiritual. This process is not punishment, it's promotion. Every journal entry, every whispered yes, every time you lay down fear and pick up faith, you're sowing into breakthrough. Start writing with purpose. Build a rhythm of reflection and response. List out the areas you need to align. Pray over them with conviction. When things around you shake, your records of faith will become reminders that God never forgot what you wrote in faith. This is how you rise, not in rush, but in rhythm. Not by panic, but by preparation. Let obedience lead you. Let purpose direct you. The days ahead require more than knowledge. They require anchored hearts. And every time you pick up that pen, you're anchoring yours. Some of you have been steady in the shadows, moving in faith, while no one clapped, no one noticed, and no one offered a shortcut. And yet, you kept showing up, not out of habit, but out of conviction. That's not weakness, that's spiritual strength. Because heaven doesn't reward performance. Heaven rewards consistency. You weren't just going through motions, you were going through molding. You stayed in position even when it looked like nothing was shifting. That's what qualifies you for what's next. What you don't see yet is the preparation that's already been activated in your favor. Doors are forming that haven't even been built yet. People are being stirred to help you, even though they haven't met you. Circumstances are about to flip because of steps you took when it felt like you were walking in fog. This isn't just breakthrough, it's confirmation that God is about to show Himself in ways that will leave no room for doubt. Your transformation didn't happen on the outside first. It happened deep inside. The quiet obedience, the soft yes in the middle of pain, the decision to keep praying when you were tired of waiting. All of that became spiritual currency, and it's gaining interest. You're being elevated, not because you chased blessing, but because you trusted through building. You're not just being pushed forward, you're being lifted. And that lift is coming not on the wings of luck, but on the back of your obedience. You've been processed for purpose. And now, what felt like delay is being revealed as divine timing. It wasn't held back, it was held for you. Faith isn't a waiting room, it's a launch pad. Every small step you've taken in uncertainty was actually planting momentum. Heaven has been watching your movements, not your feelings. You didn't wait for clarity, you moved with conviction. That's why things are about to open up for you in ways that don't make sense to those who only move when it's comfortable. Don't hold back now. If you've been sensing that inner nudge, that quiet pressure to act, it's not worry, it's wisdom. You're being given insight before impact. The shift is not coming to scare you, it's coming to position you. The warning in your spirit is a sign that you're ahead of the noise. Don't silence it. You don't need all the answers to move forward. You just need the right response. Heaven doesn't wait on full understanding. It responds to full obedience. And right now, faith looks like motion. Faith looks like standing when logic says sit, like building when you don't see the reason, like trusting when the evidence hasn't caught up yet. This isn't about surviving, it's about stewarding. You've been entrusted with insight. Now it's time to act like someone who knows God will do exactly what He said, because He will. And what's coming is not a coincidence. It's the fruit of obedience sown when it didn't make sense, and that harvest is already on its way. Some of you carry wisdom the world doesn't understand. You respond early, move quietly, and shift your life when others are still at ease. Not because you're paranoid, but because you're plugged in. You feel the changes before they come. You sense when the atmosphere shifts. That's not sensitivity, it's spiritual strategy. You've been built to prepare while others sleep. And that instinct, that urgency, that's heaven giving you a head start. You don't need chaos to confirm what the Spirit already spoke. When everything looks fine on the outside, you're still building, still aligning, still surrendering. Because true preparation isn't about reacting to what's seen. It's about moving when the whisper says, now. That's how divine favor works. It meets those who walk in rhythm, not in reaction. Early obedience never looks impressive at first. It looks unnecessary to those who measure risk by headlines. But when the shift comes, and it will come, those who prepared in peace won't be panicking. They'll be positioned. Alignment always outruns adrenaline. Faith-led preparation opens doors panic can't reach. And what you're storing isn't just resources, it's resilience. You're stacking up strength. You're growing spiritual currency. And while the world is busy chasing quick solutions, you're being rooted. What you're building now will outlast every wave of fear that tries to rise later. Because wealth in the spirit carries what the natural never can: stability in any storm. That stability is built daily, in forgiveness, in prayer, in laying down what no longer serves your calling. You're not just being told to get ready on the outside, you're being called to rebuild the inside. The next level you're stepping into requires a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Some doors won't open until the bitterness leaves. Some blessings won't drop until fear gets evicted. So ask yourself, are you emotionally ready for the answers you've been praying for? Because breakthrough doesn't start with better circumstances. It starts with better stewardship of your thoughts, your focus, your habits. You don't need a new season. You need a renewed spirit. That's where transformation begins. Everything changes when your inner world aligns with truth. That's when favor flows. That's when clarity returns. That's when opportunities start chasing you. Not because you forced them, but because you became the kind of vessel heaven can trust to carry more. So don't wait to get ready. Be ready. Let your mind be guarded by truth. Let your emotions be led by peace. Let your steps be directed by wisdom, not worry. The shift ahead isn't meant to break you. It's meant to birth what's been hidden. Your obedience is unlocking what your eyes haven't seen yet, and your preparation is preaching a louder message than fear ever could. Stay steady, stay anchored. What you're building in private will sustain you in public, and when the moment arrives, you won't have to scramble. You'll be secured. You've been wired for more than survival. You've been equipped for clarity in chaos. When others freeze in fear, you're the one who remembers where strength really comes from. You're not relying on your personality, your past, or your plans. Your power isn't external, it's eternal. Fear is not your portion. It's not native to your design. When it shows up, it's a trespasser, and it has no right to stay. You don't entertain it. You evict it. When the pressure mounts, you don't fold. You focus. You remind yourself who you are and whose you are. You are not forgotten. You are not unqualified. You are chosen and covered. That weight you feel, it's not just resistance. It's evidence of your assignment. You're being positioned to handle what others miss, to walk through what others avoid, and to recognize what others ignore. Doors are being formed in places most overlook, but your eyes are being sharpened to see. If your heart overflows with divine love, Now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. Some of the greatest shifts won't come with fanfare. They'll arrive disguised as something routine. A whisper in the middle of a conversation. A nudge when no one's around. That's where discernment becomes destiny. You're not looking for the flashy, you're tuned in to the faithful. And that's why what's ahead isn't for the masses, it's for the obedient. Stop underestimating what seems small. Big outcomes are often hidden in tiny instructions. That moment of service, that uncomfortable yes, that leap when you don't know how it'll land. That's how legacy begins. The ones who walk in fullness are the ones who obeyed when it was quiet. But timing is critical. The window won't stay open forever. When your spirit catches the signal, respond. Don't wait for confirmation from people who weren't called to your process. Say yes, even if your knees are shaking. Say yes, even if your voice cracks. It's not about perfection, it's about posture. Heaven is watching what you do, not just what you declare. This is not the time for passive belief. You don't just believe in the promise, you live like it's already in motion. That means your steps must start to match your prayers. Are you building what you've been talking about? Are you laying down what He told you to release? Because destiny is not unlocked by desire. It's unlocked by daily decisions. Purpose requires practice. Obedience is not about mood, it's about maturity. And every small action counts. How you speak, how you respond, how you carry yourself when no one's watching. That's the difference between intention and impact. Step beyond the screen. Join and help light the way for others. Your heart has to stay clear. Your mind has to stay guarded. Because in this hour, confusion will try to wear confidence's clothing. Doubt will show up pretending to be logic. It'll whisper things that sound smart, but sabotage faith. That's why you can't afford to let your guard down, not even for a moment. Speak up, speak truth, speak light into your atmosphere. Speak peace when fear knocks, speak boldness when hesitation creeps in. You're not walking blind, you're walking bold. You're too close to back off now. And what's coming is not about potential, it's about preparedness. Let your spirit be louder than your stress. Let your faith override what fear tries to say. Keep showing up. Keep choosing purpose. Heaven's not just watching. Heaven is backing you. Some of you already know what time it is in the spirit, but doubt has been knocking, trying to twist what you were certain about yesterday. This is your reminder. Don't second-guess what God has already confirmed. The clarity you received wasn't a coincidence. The prompting wasn't emotional. That was instruction. That was direction. And you can't afford to shrink back now. This moment requires precision. Heaven is moving. Are you still in position? What's shifting isn't random. It's refinement. Foundations are being realigned not to throw you off course, but to launch you into divine flow. Discomfort doesn't mean disapproval. It means development. What feels like interruption is actually introduction. God is reworking your environment to match your elevation. Some habits, some patterns, even some connections are falling away. Not because you're losing, but because you're about to lift. If you've been feeling pressed to clear space, don't ignore it. That inner pressure to clean out your priorities, your time, your spirit, that's not anxiety, that's alignment. Something new is being assigned to your life, and it can't grow on crowded ground. Make room, unclutter, let go of expired identities and outdated responsibilities. The next thing requires less baggage and more trust. You weren't created to camouflage. You were never called to fit into systems that couldn't carry your capacity. You are not average, and you were never meant to be accepted by what you were designed to disrupt. You're different, on purpose. And that difference isn't weakness, it's marking. Heaven placed something inside you that demands boldness, not blending.